Hey everyone, welcome to our session today on the Certificate in Public Relations. So my name is Todd and I am the Program Manager in the School of Continuing Studies at York, and I look after the Public Relations program. I actually look after several programs, one in content marketing, digital marketing, information privacy, full-stack web development. And I say that because I am not a content expert in public relations. I don't teach any of the courses. I just manage the program. So I worry about instructors, hiring them. I worry about budgets and marketing, and I develop new programs. But the most important thing that I do is I actually ensure that you guys have a positive experience in the program. So I look after the integrity of the curriculum and things like that. So a quick agenda. So we'll talk a bit about the university. We'll talk a bit about the field of public relations, kind of the jobs that are out there, just to maybe confirm this is the right area for you. We'll also talk about the program details, including the optional work placement that's available to you. I will talk about the live online format, which I will explain more later. I'll talk a bit about IABC and CPRS. If you're not familiar with what they are two associations sort of in the field of communications and public relations. So you may just want to chat with them to sort of, again, network with people. They have lots of great resources and activities and things as a member. They also have student memberships. And then at the end, we'll leave it for questions. So if you're not familiar with the School of Continuing Studies, we are a department. We're not a faculty. And we offer about 20-something different certificate programs. Some of them are full-time, like this one, which has about 8 courses. And we also offer programs which we would call part-time, which is usually 3 to 4 courses. We have students from 70 different countries, so quite diverse in the classroom. All of our programs are developed by what we call senior industry leaders. So these are people who work in public relations in senior roles, and they're the ones who kind of help us develop the programs. The program is pretty accelerated. It's all completed within 1 year. And this is actually, so the last line is, we only have a full-time option for this program, but we have obviously the full-time and part-time for other programs. Okay. Some of you may be asking yourself, why should I study public relations in Toronto? Why at York? So I just pulled some data from the internet. You may know this, but certainly in times of COVID, more and more people are having an online presence. How they're communicating with their stakeholders is becoming more important. That sort of, I think, fits into digital marketing, but also in the public relations communication space. And the job outlook is good. You can see that in Ontario is where most of these jobs are located, especially because Toronto, really does have a lot of corporate head offices and things like that. So that's why it makes most sense that this is the largest area for jobs. You can see the sort of average price of, average salary and things like that. So just to give you a sense, if you aren't familiar with what those things are. In terms of a career pathway, so to get into the field, you kind of have to have a degree as a sort of starting point. A lot of students will have a public relations certificate from a university or one of the colleges. Also having some work experience or a portfolio to sort of show to an employer that you've got these skills, this is kind of the work that you can produce, and this is the value I can add back to your company. And then over time, people will also get their IABC or CPRS credential, which I mentioned earlier, and I'll mention again. So that's kind of the pathway that people will normally take. So who are our students? So obviously I got some information from you guys today, but pretty much everybody has a university degree. Most people will have some limited experience in public relations or communications. We have lots of newcomers, people who just graduated who want to get into the field and know that this is the sort of pathway. We have people changing careers. We also have a lot of international students who want to study and work in Canada. So that's sort of a big group as well. In terms of international students, you should know that the IRCC, if you're not familiar with IRCC, it stands for Immigration, Refugee, and Citizenship Canada. They currently say, their guidelines say that international students can study 100% online through August 2022, and you're still eligible for a postgraduate work permit. So you don't need to physically be in Canada to study within our programs, and you don't need to be in Canada to earn credits towards your postgraduate work permits. So our program in January, even though it's full, if you are sort of already registered in that one, we haven't mentioned this, but I'll mention it now. It will be fully online. So that's going to be live online via Zoom, similar to this, where we'll have breakout sessions in groups, but it will not be on campus. In January, we'll have one section, and because of so much unknown with Health Canada and with this new variant, we just thought it was safer to study the program online so that everyone can participate. And if you come all the way from another country and you come to Canada, that's an expensive proposition. And then if you're studying online, you could have stayed in your home. So we just thought that was a better way to go and a safer way for our students, and less chance of change during the program. I can answer questions about that at the end for sure. So here are the 8 courses. I won't go through, I don't know if you see my slides. Oh, there you go, okay. Here are the 8 courses. So I won't go through any of the courses in great detail. The titles hopefully, give you a little description of what they're about. But I will say that you do take courses in blocks of 2. So I've put those little brackets to know that you take the first 2 courses, fundamentals of public relations, and then the content creation and strategic messaging and storytelling is in the same block. And that'll make sense when I show you the next slide. So you'll go through all those courses. You go through those courses as a cohort. And what I mean by that is the same students who are in course 1 or the same students in course 2 and course 3 and course 4. We typically, in the January term, it's going to be our largest cohort since we launched the program about 2 years ago. And I think we'll have around 50 students. I have more than that at the moment, but I'm again expecting some international students to transfer or drop out because of visa and COVID and travel restriction things. So it will be probably around 50 students is the number I expect to be at, maybe slightly higher, maybe lower. And then at the end of that, you'll have the opportunity to do an optional work placement. So I'll explain that in more detail, but that happens after you complete all the other courses. In terms of the work placement, so like I said, it is done after you complete the certificate. It is optional, so you don't have to participate. It doesn't impact you completing the program and getting your credential, this certificate. So you don't need to decide when you register. Usually, if the program starts in January, we'll have a meeting sometime in, let's say, March, so that in April you start that process to get your resume prepared and you learn about resume skills and that kind of thing. There is a fee for it. It's $799, and that really mostly covers the work we do at the YU Experience Hub, and they do all sorts of resume writing, interview skills, preparing for the interview, and a lot of that work is done in some workshops, but they also do a lot of one-on-one work with you depending on what your needs are. You will apply directly to the organization to get hired. So it is a regular job interview. So you have to, present the best you, and they decide if 3 or 4 people apply for the same role, then they're only going to be choosing one person. So in terms of you putting that best foot forward, we want to make sure you're prepared, and that's why we included all these different workshops to get you ready to apply for those jobs. If you're an international student, you do not need a special co-op work permit. The way that we've done this, because it's optional and not part of your coursework, you can actually do the work placement after you finish your program, because when you apply for your regular work permit, you're allowed to work, and while you're waiting to get a response from the IRCC, it's about 100 days to get that response, you're allowed to work, okay? So don't worry about that. In addition to the courses, we also have other opportunities which I think are important. A lot of our programs will bring in guest speakers. We obviously bring in CPRS and IEBC for you to kind of learn more about what they do and get more involved in those associations, especially as a student. You can kind of try them out and see if one fits better with you than the other. We also have done a lot of good work in this fall term, which we didn't do in the past as well, and that's around career services. So we now have a group looking after career services. There's lots of different resources you can access. Some of them are kind of AI, artificial intelligence, where you can upload your resume and it gives you all this amazing feedback. There's also opportunities around interview skills. You'll obviously get that if you participate in the work placement, but there's also this opportunity if you don't. There's also, I think, monthly workshops you can attend. There's some one-on-one coaching. There's opportunities for networking through something called 10,000 Coffees. So lots going on the career front, which obviously just adds value back to you as a student in our program. Here is a sample of the schedule. So you can see that the time is 3:30 to 6:30. Obviously, if you are in another country, we do have a fair bit of students from India. That is in the middle of the night. So if you plan to be in your home country to study with us, then obviously you've got to make those arrangements, and your body will need to adjust to the time. If you're in Canada, that will be the time, 3:30 to 6:30 local time. And you can see here, you're taking 4 courses in the week. There's no courses on Friday, and you're taking basically 2 courses at the same time. So Monday and Wednesday, you're in the Intro to PR course, and Tuesday, Thursday, you're in the content creation course. So in total, each course meets for 6 weeks, which is 12 sessions. Those 12 sessions equal 36 kind of contact hours, which is like a standard, university semester-long course in Canada. Okay. The courses will be live online. I'm going to show you a video in a moment about live online. And what that means is it is live instruction, but it's going to be via Zoom. So you don't need to come to campus. We'll try and create some events and different things to bring people to campus to create a community. If you can interact with people in person, obviously, as long as Health Canada allows us to do that. But York is moving back to campus with degree studies in the fall. So we assume that we'll be doing those kinds of activities to, again, try and create this community. Okay. And courses will typically run for the same duration and time for the whole program. So you can kind of plan your schedules accordingly. You'll know that you have no classes on Friday. These are your dates and times. And then you can sort of obviously balance life and work and family and other kinds of things. Okay. There is an application process. So you do need a university degree to apply. For international students, you have to also have a minimum IELTS of a 6.0 or Duolingo 105. I do require a video statement of interest and a resume. And the video statement of interest is just really asking 2 questions. Why do you think you're a good fit for this program? And how does this program kind of fit into your career goals? So those are the 2 things. And it's a 3-minute video. It is a fairly competitive process. Like I said, this term I had more applications than I had spots. So just because you met the minimum requirements, especially the IELTS scores, doesn't guarantee you admission into the program. Okay, so this is our website. You can see here that you probably have all been to our website if you have not, but you can see there's tuition for the program. At this point, like I said, September is the next offering. If you're a domestic student, you can certainly reach out to us, maybe in early January if that's something you still want to consider. Just because if we see a big drop off with international students and we have some extra space, I'm happy to offer it to people that want to do that. Okay. But on our website here, you can see that there's lots of information around the program, the benefits, what you're going to be learning, career potential, all the courses. Here you can click on the courses. You can sort of get a description, those kinds of things. So that's all there on the website for you guys to look at. There is an application process, like I said. So you just come here, you click on apply, and you go through the process. There is a $79 application fee. And then once I review it and you get accepted, then you obviously need to pay your tuition fees. Okay. If you want to see the actual details of courses, you can click on this course details little plus sign here. I don't know if you can see it on your screen or not, but if you open that up, it actually gives you the dates and things of when those classes will run. Okay. Okay. So, but yeah, you can peruse the website. If you have questions, you can certainly reach out to us. Here is the little, some links or some emails and things for our continuing studies advisor, Elsbeth. So if you have questions, you can certainly reach out to her. If you've already registered and you've got questions about things, you can reach out to the registration team. But yeah, that's what I wanted to share with you today, just to give you a little insight into the program, how it's going to function and run in January and September. And yeah, I'm happy to open it up to questions. So if people have questions, you can type them into the little chat box and I will see them. Sorry, put them in the question box. I don't know if you see a chat box, but put them into the question box, not the chat. There's no questions yet, so I'll just wait patiently. And if you don't have any questions, that's fine too. I will say though, if you do have to jump off, that I just want to say thanks for coming. Thanks for being a part of our session today. Hopefully you learned something if you didn't already know it. And hopefully you now know you can go to our website and you could get more information about courses and descriptions and dates and stuff. I have a question. Thanks, Shara, being the first one. Will the September 22 session be, she says offline, but I assume you mean online? Is that what you're saying? But either way, I'll explain. So in September, we're going to be planning for it to be on campus at York. Yeah, so that's the plan for September. Obviously, so many factors, even for January, we plan to be on campus, and we just made a decision to move it to online. So at the moment, that's the plan, to be on campus in September. And hopefully the world is back to a little more calmer and normalcy. But as you know, with this new Omicron variant, things are changing quickly, and Canada's got some restrictions in certain countries, and who knows where this will all end up. But hopefully it doesn't have too big of an impact on all of us. So yeah, that's the answer. Any pointers on the video application? I try not to give too much information because I do want to sort of don't want to just give you the answers that you will then give back to me. So yeah, there are 2 questions. It's 3 minutes long, so we're just looking for you to kind of share, your personal reasons why you think this program is a good fit for you, and why do you want to make this a career, and how it fits in with your career goals. So the more detailed you can make it, the better, and the more sort of things you've done in the field, the better. I guess I'll leave it at that. I try not to give out too much of my secret sauce of how I review applications, because then I just get what people think I want. So hopefully that answers your question. So I'm not sure I understand the question. So I'd like to get in touch to apply for the September session. Do you mean you have questions, or you on our website you just want to apply? Because the September, I believe, is open. It should be open. Are you saying it's not open? Because I thought it was. I don't always check because I've got so many programs to look after. Well, I'm the program manager, so if you've got a question, you can ask me. So if you got questions, you can certainly reach out to Elsbeth at thecontinue@yorku.ca, and she can certainly guide you if it needs to come back to me or somebody else. But yeah, she's probably the best person. Well, again, the best place to reach me is through the continue@yorku.ca. So we try and keep all communications through the advisors when you're sort of still looking into the program. So that's the best place. So if you have a question for me, you can just send it to there, and they just forward it on to me. We're trying to convolute things by having too many emails that you have to sort of worry about at the moment. If there are no other questions, you can certainly, like I said, reach out to us at the continue@yorku.ca email that you see on the screen, or you can ask a question here. And if not, then I will just, I guess, say thanks very much for joining us. Thanks so much for thinking about our program. I hope you consider it. I think the students currently in the program have really gotten a lot out of it, so I think it's good that way. And yeah, otherwise, stay healthy, everybody. Have a wonderful holiday season. Happy New Year and good health to everybody, all those fun things. And we hope to see you in our program and maybe even on campus one day. That would be quite delightful. Thanks, Shara. I'm probably saying that wrong. I apologize if I did. Thanks, Alessia. All right, guys, I will end the session then. And thanks, Sabina. All right, guys, be well. And we will see you hopefully all very soon on campus at York. Okay, bye.